What's going on? So let's talk about the Indiana Pacers with that overtime win against the New York Knicks. And I keep telling folks, the Pacers is the most dangerous team I've seen in these playoffs. They're the most feistiest. Yeah, I caught Mad Dog Russo. He said he said Halliburton's got the most to prove. He's a good player, not a great player. But he's one of those kind of players. He's like that student in classroom who he's just curious, and people think he overachieving, he annoying, he's a bugaboo, he won't stop, he can't stop. This ain't Diddy though, but you know where I'm going with that. Or he's like that Ice Cube in a family get together or friend get together, iced tea punch bowl when you're at a cookout, and an ice cube that just won't melt, or that fly that's just so pesky. And if you don't put him out, he just keeps on buzzing and he keeps on kicking. But Naismith was something else. He came up huge, hitting all them threes. I was having rocket flashbacks, Kenny the Jet, Mario Elie, Rod Ory, and those guys, Sam Cassell. Also, that's the kind of thing that they do. This is a team that ain't supposed to be there. So is Rick Carlisle morphing into Rudy Tomjanovich? All of a sudden, the Pacers are playing like minus an Elijah when they playing. That was impressive. Now, if you tell me Jalen Brunson's pushing on 43 and Cat gets 35, and that's what they signed him for, the firepower, 14-point lead with 2 minutes. Did y'all guys not learn your lessons of how you beat the Celtics and you stole games? You just had one stole on your home court. That's got to be mentally deflating. And sometimes you don't come back from that. It's not an L that you take, but you take a double L because the game went into overtime. Because Halliburton looked like he hit the game-winning shot, and that ball bouncing like that. I'm having Kawhi Leonard flashbacks, and you know how that turned out. But then the losing overtime too. The thing is this: the Pacers are a simply good team assembled that are good straightly. They're not great, but they're not average. But they're one of those teams. They are perfect for what's going on today. Almost like the no-name team that you don't want to have to deal with, because for 4 quarters, they can put it on your behind. The Knicks found out the hard way. And the thing is, to have a big lead and to choke it like that, unless Tibbs got to know better than that. Especially at home too, because now home court advantage is out the window. And let's keep it 100. You ain't winning no 3 in Indiana. You're not winning 3 games in Indiana. And Indiana is known for taking the home court out you. They're known for this. That's what makes them dangerous and feisty. Yes, they were the team that right there, everybody kind of like, but when they beat Milwaukee, okay, so let's take Milwaukee. Okay, so when Giannis is bad as he is, so he might kind of blur that aside. But the way they handled Cleveland, though, they dismantled Cleveland, even with Donovan Mitchell going off. So they're not scared of your firepower. But they got ways to win. And got Siakam who knows how to win. I'm telling you, you don't play this team, don't take them lightly, because you could be on the other end of an L with quickness. Rick Carlisle, this ain't what he was notoriously known for. His team is not a defensive stopping team, but they do what they got to do. It ain't pretty, but they do what they got to do. But then before you know it, everybody gets cooking. And I'm telling you, this is not the team you really want to have to deal with. The Pacers are that team that everybody's kind of like, well, yeah, it'll probably, we are in a parody-based Cinderella type of storyline. We got 4 teams that nobody really saw playing in this mix. But we got 4 teams that they could all win it all. And it could all be individual stories. Of the 4, nobody sees the Pacers. Even though they got the coach who stands the most to win because of Rick. I mentioned Rick Carlisle could win. It takes his, it takes his notoriety to another level because that'd be multiple wins in different conferences. But this Pacer team, there ain't no Ant Edwards there. There ain't no Jalen Brunson there. There ain't no Shea Shea who's league MVP there. So, gotta make it make some sense. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay true, stay woke. And I'm going to tell you something. The Knicks played really good, but this ain't the Celtics, and this ain't the Pistons. This a handful here. This team don't back down, won't back down. When they beat you like that, they got your attention, and you better wake up because this could get ugly if you don't mess around with the Pacers. This is not the sloppiness of what. And Rick Carlisle got his behind saved because they was filing when those threes with Cat and all that, and they should have lost. And it should have been it should have been like how Rick Carlisle did against the Celtics last year. Except this year they win. Last year they blew them games against Boston. They blew 2 games and another game that could have been. Well, they got swept. I think they didn't learn their lesson because they playing the Knicks and the Knicks ain't used to this situation. It's one thing when you are just a Cinderella, but then you got someone that's more Cinderella than you are. All right, I'm out.